an episode full of lies and deceit and shit, love and hip hop. All right, y'all, let's get into it. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I'm going up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Okay, guys. All right. So thank you for clicking on the video. Like I said, this was an episode full of lies and deceit and garbage, love and hip hop. But Mona, that you did some of this, a lot of this, you tried it. You really was pulling out our leg with this shit. So I'm just gonna go right ahead and real quickly, because I told you, the King family, I'm about sick of these motherfuckers. But a couple things that stuck out funny to me, I had to laugh and scrap. I laughed at his cute little ass honey when he stood there and told that judge that he was sorry about the mistakes he had made. Lie number one on the show. Motherfucker, you ain't sorry about the mistake you made. Then again, I'll take that back. You may be sorry about the mistake you made. And the mistake wasn't the crime. The mistake was that you got caught, you motherfucker. I said, this is so crazy. And then everybody's sitting around all sad. Now, I understood KK, because KK about buckle, baby, when he said, I'm sentencing you to 20 years up, and said, oh, I said, oh. So I understood that. And he's doing 5 years in, and then he'll be on probation for 15 years, which is rough. That's rough because, a motherfucker that's used to not doing right, 15 years, better do right, that's rough. So I kind of understood KK Buckland. But what was all this crying and all this? We went through that before. He's not a missionary, and he's not going off. He's not going off to battle. Well, it might be a little bit of a battle, but he did something wrong, and he's actually going to go pay for it. So fuck all that. I ain't even going to that. We will go on and move ahead on, but I found that funny. Okay, so then let's talk about Stevie and that motherfucking Mimi. Stevie walking around Mimi's house, half naked. Yes, God. But it's just ridiculous. Stevie, you look good, you old bastard. He really did. He looks good. But all of this business and these underwear and walking around, and he just as happy as he could be. And Mimi, she just as happy as she could be. I said, child, and then she had to bring up Chris. I said, girl, you ain't a bit more to think about Chris with Stevie J walking around there half nude, honey. You ain't thought about no damn Chris. And you got him, and he's in the house with you and Eva, and y'all is this little family unit. Girl, you is just as happy as a sissy in Big Dick Boys Town. Well, you kind of are a sissy in Big Dick Boys Town, Mimi. But go ahead, girl. You better do it, bitch. But I said, this is just ridiculous. Just clowning. All set up. And it's all funny. It's cute. It's funny. So then we're going through this whole thing, maybe saying, if I find out that Stevie's lying about these Stevie J babies, he's going to get kicked to the curb. And I still am not understanding why. If he has more babies, Mimi, what is it to you? And then now I'll give her the little piece about the child support, okay? She did talk about child support and the fact that he's not on child support for Eva, that they just kind of handle it themselves, which is cool. But she said if she finds out that there's some other motherfucker getting child support, goddamn it, he's getting sued for child support. That's cool too, but what is the kick him out all about that? And you acting just like you don't know Stevie's a liar. Bitch, you know Stevie's a liar. Stevie's always been a liar. That's Stevie. He's a big dick liar. Those are the two things that you know Stevie J is going to do. He's going to walk around with a big dick and he's going to tell lies. That's Stevie J. And he might sing a little something here or there. And he's going to fuck everybody. That's just Stevie J. Ridiculous. So she's into this whole thing and she's like, we're going on down. They literally went and took this whole road trip. He claimed that Jocelyn didn't know he was staying there and all that. I said, this is crazy. They go down to North Carolina. They go to the one girl's house, old fat bitch in there with this blonde hair. She looked ridiculous. I said, look at Miss Peggy, honey. She looked like a bad version of Miss Peggy with somebody else's goddamn shoes on. I said, bitch, please. But they in there with her, and this bitch said, oh, there was no baby. I told a lie. I did it to get his attention. This, that, and the other. And then he said, what I'm going to need you to do at this point is don't ever contact me again. You caused some turmoil in my life, and I don't need you to contact me anymore. She wanted to get some music or some shit. Mona. That's what it was. It all reeked Mona. Every bit of it. I said, some motherfucker was sitting around with a pad saying, oh, I'm going to kill him with this shit. That was ridiculous. So there is no Stevie J babies, okay? And it was all put back on the fact that Jocelyn made it all up. She made it up. She was sitting having a conversation with Dawn. Her contract is up with Stevie J. She literally made all of the story up to get back at Mimi and Stevie J. Now, why are you fucking with Mimi again? I thought you and Mimi was cool. So it just goes to show, Jocelyn, you a wild dog and you shady. And you shady. So she wants to get back at the both of them. At the end of the program, Stevie J goes on, because there was the whole big thing with her and Rick Ross, where Rick Ross was in a picture with Jocelyn with his hand damn near on her goddamn pussy. And Stevie kind of got a little upset about it. And he made a valid point. She's doing some things that's just out of order. And there are things that if something happens to go down, you can't take back. And we do know that. We've seen that in play. When there's a situation between rappers and they actually be really beefing, like beefing for real, you can't take it back because usually somebody really does get fucked up. So I understood what he was saying, but then they ended up asking him, were you and Jocelyn ever married? That motherfucker came on out with it and told him, no, we wasn't ever married. I said, oh, okay, so there we go. Not that anybody ever really cared, because we never cared. The viewers, we didn't care. Now we know, we always thought they weren't really married. Now we know they weren't really married. And is anybody getting ready to stop watching? I'll wait. Okay, that's what I thought, because I'll be sitting right on this motherfucker at 8 o'clock next Monday to see these motherfuckers tell some more lies. Okay, give a shit. But anyway, so that's that whole thing going on. So that's the best, but that did reek Mona. A lot of that reeked Mona, and it just was ridiculous. And then the other thing, when they were down in North Carolina, the fat bitch, Miss Piggy with the shoes, that bitch turned around and had her throw Mimi's sex tape up in her face. Mimi gave that bitch, bitch, no, you won't. That's what you won't do. And told her ass off real quick and swift and went on out the door. I said, okay, Mimi, bitch. So that was that whole thing. Okay, last thing that we're going to talk about here. With Mimi and Stevie and Jocelyn. Rashida met with Mimi to basically tell her what she needs to do and how she needs to clear everything up. And I was just thinking, wasn't you and Kirk just going through some? I love people who think they got it all together and their shit be fucked up and they be giving you advice. Child, she right about what she's saying, but I just laugh because I just don't think that I could actually take it from Rashida. Girl, go sit down. Anyway. And Mimi, everybody know Mimi gonna do what Mimi gonna do. Mimi gonna continue to fuck Stevie J, and she's gonna be happy to do so. Because this whole thing, they're pushing Jocelyn's getting ready to be out of the picture. Mimi and Stevie gonna be back together. Y'all mark my words. That's next season. Anyway, moving on. They'll be one happy family. Everybody gonna be back on the bus, honey, and Mimi gonna be crying because he gonna be finding somebody else. He gonna be fucking Tommy probably. Whew, Lord have mercy. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so next is the whole thing with the motherfucking mop head, okay? That fucking D. Smith. I just can't get with her. I really can't. I can't get with her. It's just too much. She's just so fucking extra. Her and that motherfucking Betty bitch. Mama D takes her ass down there. And by the way, Mama D and the little squeezer, I like the little squeeze though on you, Mama D. That's cute, and you look your age, bitch. That's cool. She look cute. But you go down there, you want to see Betty Idle. And then you had the nerve to open your mouth to say Betty Idle could sing. But that didn't surprise me coming from you because, bitch, you think you could sing. So, okay. But Betty Idle sounded like she was sucking a helium machine and then somebody squoze her stomach. She sounds ridiculous. And I really hate it. She sounds like bad music off of a Disney movie. And VH1 doesn't show Disney movies. So I really don't want that on my Monday nights. She's horrible and I'm sick of her. So she goes down there, talks to Betty, and she's like so preoccupied with getting Betty with Scrappy. Now, my thing is, I think she really preoccupied with sucking Betty's pussy her goddamn self, is what I'm thinking. But okay. So that's that whole thing. And then Mama D was kind of like shocked by the little thing with Scrappy and the video of him saying his little things about the trans community and all of that. Okay, so let me just say this. Y'all know I don't do Scrappy all like that. I think he's ridiculous. He's absolutely ridiculous. But I'm going to give him this. He is one of the first people that I have actually seen stand in his shit. He don't care for the whole gay thing, and he gives less than a damn about the LGBTQ community. He gives less than a damn. He's not in agreement with it. It ain't my get down. And not only that, I don't like it. And he has stood in his shit. So you know what? There's nothing I can do with that. I'm not going to sit here and rip him. I'm not going to sit here and tear him. That's his thing. You don't have to like it. Just stay over there and just shut your mouth. Now, my thing is, I'm living for the fact that he stood in it, so I'm going to give him that. I'm going to give you your respect because you stood in it, and that took a lot of balls to stand it, especially when you're in this climate where everybody is so full of shit and they don't, and then they want to issue apologies and stuff. So I'm going to give you that, Scrappy. But the first thing, I'm going to need you to take your daughter's shirt and give your daughter her motherfucking shirt back, bitch. I'm going to need you to do that, though, because that belt is horrible, and that shirt is showing it. Anyway, but that's just a little dig. That's a spillitboy dig, honey. But anyway, he stood in his shit, and that's fine. So now we know Scrappy don't like us. Scrappy, we don't like you. So any of you gays out there that I find buying some Scrappy shit, buying Scrappy's music, and buying products that Scrappy is endorsing, I'm going to just look at you and shake my motherfucking head because he has already told y'all's gay ass he ain't got it for you. Now, this is the only problem with that, Scrappy. I know you're not dumb enough to think that ain't going to hurt you at some point. I live for you standing in it, but that's definitely going to hurt you at some point. That definitely, the fact that you ain't using the gay community and you don't like it and all of that is going to cost you some money somewhere. It's going to cost you some money because guess what? We are the motherfucking entertainment field, darling. So, whatever. Trust me, at the end of the day, we will win. Even with hip-hop. Whatever. So that's going to cost you somewhere. But I'm going to give him all the props for standing in the shit. Good for you, Scrappy. Anyway, so now Mama D got all bothered. And I'm going to go down and talk to Scrap. And I lived because when she went down, she went to talk to Scrap to try to clear it up on camera. And he still stood in the shit. And I'm just laughing. And I said, and that's the other part. Because I don't care what nobody say. Mama D suck pussy. So it is what it is. That whole little thing got so many different layers to it. But whatever. So he still stood in it. So then we got Betty Idle comes and shows up to talk to Scrap, and she brings D. Smith with her. Here we go again with this goddamn mop head bitch. I'm like, you know what? She's on my nerves. Scrap had already said, this is how I feel. No, I'm not going to take back what I said, this, that, and the other. And I was glad that he stood up to her. Because at this point, she was kind of bullying. You can't make him feel like you feel, bitch. And you can't make people say what they want, what you want them to say. And don't nobody want to make no goddamn video with you. He not doing that. And I was glad he told her, no, fuck you. Get the fuck on out of here, bitch. She is so irritating. She is, I'm telling you, I have said it and I've said it and I've said she is not the spokesperson for us. She is the wrong person, Mona. Get that bitch off of there. She's the wrong person. She is the wrong person. She doesn't show tolerance. She's somewhere yelling at people, telling them they ought to be tolerant of her, but you're not tolerant of them. Just like straight people don't want us to force them into our way of living. You can't force our way of living on it's two ways. You can't. Nobody can be forced to like everything. It's just not the way it's supposed to be. Tolerance is fine. If it doesn't concern you, mind your motherfucking business. That ain't too much to ask. But I can't make you feel like I feel. I can't make you say what I want you to say. I can't make you act how I want you to act. D. Smith, you need to get your ass somewhere and sit down, bitch, because you're giving everybody a bad name, and I'm getting real, real sick of it. Real sick of it. I'm like, if I see this whore in one more goddamn scene, I'll be ready to go get her my goddamn self. She's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But Scrappy stood up to her, was like, nah, I ain't making a motherfucking video with you, motherfucker. Get your mop head ass on out of here. Her hair was combed for a change. I said, thank goodness. They must have heard me last week. And somebody went and grabbed a flat iron and fixed her hair up some. Her hair looked nice, but she's still an old aggravating bitch. Got on my damn nerves. But anyway, good for you, Scrappy. You gonna lose money later, but good for you, dude. Anyway, and Betty I don't need to go on about her business too, because she's always perpetuating the bullshit. So yeah, Scrappy needs to stay away from her. Let your mother and her do what they gonna do, and you stay away from her and go on and do what it is you need to do. And I don't know why Mama D keeps on trying to dog Bambi out. You need to go sit down, Mama D, with your new wig. Sit on down. But that's basically it. Other than that, nothing real big going on in the show. Too much. They did show, I will say this, because I always give her a hard time when she be all fucked up. But Carly Red, they showed a little clip of Carly whenever Scrap was going off to jail. That motherfucking bitch was done. Carly was so motherfucking snatched. Makeup was on point. Outfit looked, that bitch looked good. I said, come on, Carly Red, bitch. Old motherfucking hand. She looked good. The little old lady in the shoe looked good in that scene. All right, y'all. So that's it. So I'll catch up with y'all next Monday. All right, guys. Bye.